And here we are back again with MixedMediaDude. I'm going to be taking you on another journey with pure abstraction today, going with just the process of making it work without any preconceived idea or notion. Of course, this is referred to as non-objective work, and most of my paintings I actually do put realism into. I start off non-objectively. So here I am with a nice, watery surface that I'm just going to bring some shapes in with water and the brush, lines. Once again, not a lot of thought as to what exactly this will be yet, and just going through the process to show you what you can do to make a non-objective work if you've never tried one. Here is some stamps, so some stamping devices. I like to just kind of bring in stamps to bring some texture while the paint is still wet. It will bring some sort of texture together. And here's just a little letter F, and I'm going to stamp it in a way where the F doesn't really stand out prominently, but I'm just adding some more marks to the mix and seeing what I come up with. I discuss with my students every day about artist block, and it's a real thing, and one of the best ways to work your way out of it is to make more images and to not get so hung up on what you think will succeed, more letting the paper and the materials kind of guide you in a way that is conducive to your own creative spirit. And after using the acrylic ink, I'm going to bring just a regular can, aluminum can, in to kind of pull the paint around and just have fun with watching the streaks go down the page. And I like to do this with a variety of color. After I pulled that, I'm going to bring a spray bottle in, kind of let some of those edges fade out and kind of blend and bleed. Okay, another favorite device of mine is just using a brayer, an ink brayer, and I'm just going to go in, and once again it leaves a little different mark than the can did, and you can see these little textures kind of emerge out across the middle of the page towards the sides of the page. Next up we have the rubbing alcohol, and I'm just going to dribble some spots on it. You see it work immediately with the acrylic ink on the dried surface. And here I skip ahead. Here it is dried, and I'm going to now bring some thicker acrylic into the top of this, and I'm just using a light blue with some purples. Okay, while it's still wet, I'm going to use a sponge. This is just, I buy a variety of sponges that I like to use, and I can kind of soften that edge, and then it kind of fade into the rest of those lines. And sponges are really versatile. There's a lot of ways you can use them, but I really like how they can blend in the features that you're seeing right here. All right, I will take some walnut ink now, and I'm going to do like I did at the start of the video. I'm going to kind of just take it across the top and try to go in a variety of locations on the page. So maybe just four of those shapes. And now I'm going to bring in the can again. So I'm going to pull once again, and you can do this multiple times after you let it dry. You can go back in, repeat. There's no mistakes here. Have fun with it. The more you build it up, I guarantee you, the more you will like it. Okay, as I do non-objective work, so I'm always thinking about the balance of the page, the shapes, the different variety of line, thick versus thin versus medium. I just, working on a non-objective piece, I think it's good to address the entire page at once instead of going into certain parts of the page. So it's all over as I try to work my way through the image. Okay, still just, I've got so many blurred edges. I'm trying to get more of a sharp edge now. So I'm going back to the top here. I put some sharper edged shapes of the blue at the bottom, but now I'm going to go towards the top and just bring, once again, trying to think about balancing the page. The bottom's kind of heavy right now, so by bringing these shapes to the top, it kind of evens out the composition. So I'm trying to balance, but also work with the weight of each side of the page. Now the top does indeed feel a little heavier. But here we're going to go with some thinner line. This is a bamboo reed brush, and these are really nice to use. I like to use them with black and white, but with color I also enjoy putting it down while the paper is still wet. So you get some really fine, thin edges, but also it was kind of, bleed out and bloom when it hits the water. But if you've never tried a bamboo brush before, they're kind of fun. It's kind of a tool that Vincent van Gogh used, but it's very versatile, and I really enjoy using it. Okay, I'm going to show you just a couple more. This is one I did yesterday. I'm still not completely done with the layering, but I wanted to show you some more non-objective pieces that they're all going to look a little different, and no specific idea in mind, just letting the paper and paint work together and ink. And another one here, the yellow splotches you see are acrylic ink on an acrylic paint background. So I'm going to go back to where I was. This is one of the last things I'm going to do here for now, and I'm going to use that little stencil again, and I'm going to go back into the wet paint and pick up some of that, let the impression inside the shape stay, but also bring it out to the edges. I like using these stamps. Once again, I try not to let it be seen as the actual item. I don't want it to be seen as an F, but it's leaving some really nice geometric shapes that contrast with the other shape I started with. If you've liked this video today, please subscribe, like it, please comment. I love to answer everything you guys write to me. And here's where I'm at now. And whether or not I put more items onto it, I may put something realistic onto it. I may leave it non-objective, but it's all mixed media. I will see you next time. Thanks, everyone.